Hey guys, welcome back to another Blast from the Past G.I.Joe Classified Edition. Today we're going to be looking at the Cobra Island Cobra Trooper. Cobra Trooper is number 12 in the line. And like the beachhead figure I did a review of last week, he suffered from a lot of the same logistics issues from the Cobra Island target wave. Probably a bit more than the beachhead, because as this is a troop builder, he was more sought out after, and people bought more quantities of him. Beachhead was able to get away with less difficulty due to not everybody buying multiples. I started collecting in December of 2021, so I did not get the Trooper when he was first released. I had to buy him off of eBay. Luckily, I didn't pay much more than much more than like 10 or 15 quid above retail. He's a lot more expensive these days. I think the last time I looked, I saw one for like 80 on eBay. But that's over and done with. I've got my figure. I don't have to worry about it, thankfully. And I know there's some people that haven't been able to get it, and they weren't able to get the re-release Cobra Infantry as well. So hopefully they will release Cobra Troopers again at some point, in some way or another. Maybe in a more Sunbow cartoon accurate style. You know, without the vest, just the suspenders and the blue shirt type deal. Like a very dressed down looking trooper, basically. But people will be able to get it that way, at least. Let's get into the box first of all. Same box as Beachhead. The Cobra Island logo. Cobra Trooper. Window. And you can see in the back, because of the Cobra Island, it's got the Terror drone picture with the fire bat shooting out of it, which is kind of cool. There's artwork there on the front, and more artwork on the side. More troopers at the bottom. Number 12, the file card thingamajig. Number 12 on the top, Cobra logo, window. Legalese on the bottom, and then that picture of Cobra Island on the back. The Beachhead one I showed last week had different stuff highlighted. Like I think it had down here on the beach somewhere, and it had this building up here highlighted. So on the Troopers box, we get this here, which looks to be a hangar and a runway. And then over here, the dam for the river. So that's kind of cool, highlighting different things on the map. And then you get more legalese on the bottom. Standard box. Now the figure himself. Let's get the standoff. Comes with a lot of stuff. Now, what sets this figure apart from the standard release Cobra Infantry is, I'll get to that one mostly when I get to the accessories. For the most part, it's a similar design. I think there is a slight difference in the skin tone between the Trooper and the Infantry. Like I think the Infantry has a little darker skin tone than this one. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. The Infantry also might have... I have the Infantry too, but I didn't bring it out of the display, unfortunately, to really take a close look at it. I probably should have, but I think there's some more blues on the vest in the infantry as well. When we get to the infantry, I'll bring the trooper back out and do a side-by-side comparison between the two. But it's a good looking soldier, you know. It's a good update on the classic Cobra Trooper that we've seen from the 3 3/4 inch line in the 80s, as well as from the Sunbow cartoon. As you can see, they've got this big bulky vest overlay, which does restrict movement on the torso, but it also helps with storage. That's the only overlay that he has, though. These wrist guards here are, I think they're sculpted in. Yeah, they're sculpted in. These wrist guards here are sculpted in. And this is an overlay, actually. It comes off in the package, like it's part of an accessory, but I didn't want to pull it off because it wasn't coming off easily. You had to, like, get it over the forearm guard in order to get it off. I didn't want to do that, so I just left it on him. It's basically like a sergeant's insignia or a rank insignia of some sort. Like if you had one of these guys and a bunch of the infantry, you could use him as a sergeant, platoon sergeant or something like that. Or maybe even a lieutenant if you want to use a Cobra officer as a captain or something. For articulation, you can look down that far, look up that far. Got the exorcist movement. Got some tilt going. Looks like you can get movement out of the neck as well as the head joint, which is kind of cool. He's got the butterfly joints in the arms, as you can see there. You can arms go up about 90 degrees. He's got the bicep cut. He's got pinned arms, and they're double jointed. Side-to-side hinge on the right hand. And up and down vertical hinge on the left hand. So another left-hander. Another left-handed guy. Figures. I'm not sure of the joint articulation in the torso because you can't see it due to the vest. But you can get some movement at the waist there. And you can move him a little bit. He probably doesn't even really... It feels like he might have like a mid-ab crunch. Can't get much out of that, though. He's got the drop-down hips. And because of those drop-down hips, he gets fantastic Van Damme splits. He's got the side cut. Got a boot cut. He's got pinned, double-jointed legs. Boot can go back that far, go forward that far, and he's got a rocker joint. And, of course, pegs on the bottom of his feet to put on the stand. Accessory-wise, he comes with his helmet. He's got some black paint on the front there, as well as around the back. Another difference, I don't think the infantry has that black mark on the front. I think it's just all blue on the front there. But I guess we'll find out when I do the infantry review, because I can't remember off the top of my head, and I can't get up and go get the figure now. He also comes with these night vision goggles. This is something that he comes with that the infantry does not. So this is one thing that sets the two of them apart. The infantry also does not come with the rank insignia. I should have mentioned that before. But he comes with these goggles. The infantry does not come with the goggles. It also comes with this knife. And as I've shown in other videos with bladed weapons, the blade itself was black, just like the plastic. I colored in the blade with my marker, my chrome marker. And if you can see, it's not easy to tell because of the camera, but there's a snake's head. The blade looks like it's coming out of the mouth of a snake, which is kind of cool. And this knife slides right into this top of his vest here, right in the knife sheath there. He also comes with a pair of these pistols, which are not based on anything I've ever seen. These are more like those Nerf guns. We still haven't gotten past that aspect of the classified line yet. Still dealing with the Nerf guns. He's got 2 holsters for these. He's got one on his back belt. And he's got another one right on the front here. So he's definitely got a lot of weapons. He also comes with this rifle. This he shares in common with the infantry. This is another one of those Nerf style guns. They definitely get away from this style later in the line. Also, they still hadn't figured out exactly how they were going to deal with getting weapons storage on every figure. So, as you can see, this gun has a huge peg sitting out of the side. Lastly, he has this sniper rifle, which looks a lot better than a lot of the other guns in the line up to this point. The infantry does not have, so the trooper gets this extra gun that the infantry does not get. And as you can see, it also has that huge peg on the side. And those pegs, as you can see, like, he's got a hole there for a standard backpack, which he doesn't come with. But his vest also comes with those 2 slots there. So you can peg in, actually you probably want to put it in the other way. You can peg in his 2 rifles there. And it's not too bad because, I mean, it looks like they're just strapped to his harness, right? So when they're actually attached to him for storage, it doesn't look all that bad. It's only when you're got the gun in his hand and he's got that weird, huge peg sitting at the side of it. That's when it looks weird. But that's the Cobra Island Cobra Trooper. A pretty cool figure. The infantry, as I mentioned, was more of a standard release, so easier to get a hold of. If you didn't get this figure, you probably got your hand on an infantry. And aside from the sniper rifle, the goggles, and the insignia, the rank insignia on the arm, there's pretty much the same characters, or pretty much the same figure, minus a few paint apps here and there. So if you've got one of those, there's not a huge need to go and try to find one of these on eBay, unless you're a completionist and you just have to get all the numbers. I wasn't like that, but they weren't that expensive when I went looking for them, so I pulled the trigger on it. I could have just decided, nah, I'm not going to bother paying extra for this guy. But, you know, I did. I don't think I'd recommend it now because they're more expensive now than when I did it 2 years ago. I would just wait and see if they do a re-release sometime down the line. maybe in like a all black version. That'd be kind of cool. But overall, this, like I said, is a pretty decent figure. If you have it, you're one of the lucky ones. So give me a like and subscribe. Comment down below. Did you pick this guy up? Are you interested in picking this guy up? Are you going to pay the outrageous scalper fees on eBay? Or are you going to wait and hope that they Hasbro releases another version down the line? Let me know down below, and stay tuned next week for another blast from the past. See ya.